Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Kabar coming at you with another lesson that I pray that you find edifying in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Just as simple as that, everything can go to shit at the push of a button, the flicker of a switch. Everything could just be turned off. Total mayhem could be got just as simple as opening up a circuit breaker, disabling a circuit, cutting off the lights, stopping you from accessing your bank accounts. Somebody somewhere has that power to just turn everything off at the flick of a switch at any time that they want to. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 24. When thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lay down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. My sleep is sweet. My sleep is beautiful. Because at the end of my day, I do everything that I could possibly do to please Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that brings something to mind, that if someone has that much control, that much power to turn everything upside down at the flick of a switch, and when it happens to you Jakes, what are you going to do? How are you going to react? Where are you going to go? Who are you going to call upon? And it's going to catch you, and you're going to be so terrified that you're just not going to know where to turn. You're not going to be able to sleep when all hell breaks loose. You're not going to be able to go where you want to go when all hell breaks loose the way that you're able to do now. You're not even going to be able to talk to the people that you so commonly used to talking to, because everything will go to shit. Communications will be down. Transportations will be shut off. And people will be left to fend for themselves. So what are you going to do in that day when everything just falls apart at the flick of a switch? What are you going to do? What can you do? Because you have given up, or not even given up, but you haven't even considered the things that the prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai has been warning you about. You haven't even considered, what would you do if the power goes out? Who will you call upon when you're in total darkness? Because you're in total darkness now, and you don't call upon the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So what more in that day, when you can't even see your hand in front of your face? The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, jumping down to verse 25. Be not afraid of sudden fear. When they shut this shit down at the flick of a switch at any given moment that they see fit, or should I say at any given moment when Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai deems it so, you people are just going to be afraid. You're going to be You're going to be very fearful of the night. The daytime is going to be kicking your ass. But the night, when you can't see what's coming upon you, that's really going to terrify you. Neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. So what are you going to do when you're struck by sudden fear? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua said that he shall come as a thief in the night. But even before he comes, he's warning you that he's coming by way of his prophets. So you've been warned and you're still being warned. Even with this epistle and the epistles of the apostles, the elders, and the other men under them. You're going to be terrified in that day because you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call upon. But the hopeful elect will know what to do. And that is to maintain faith, or the faith, I should say. The book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For the Most High has not given us a spirit of fear. The Lord hadn't given his elect, his hopeful elect, the spirit of fear, because he's telling them what's coming. When you know what's coming and you know who it's coming for, then why do you need to be afraid? If it's not, in other words, if it's that local bully on the block, that's looking for Ray Ray, are you going to be afraid of that local bully because he's looking for Ray Ray and not you? No. Ray Ray need to be afraid. But you ain't got nothing to worry about because the local bully ain't coming for you. He might fuck with you a little bit, Well, the same thing with the hopeful elect. The calamities that's coming upon the world isn't for the elect. It's for the 2/3 in the wicked and the other nations, the other heathen nations. It ain't for the elect, but the elect's going to be in it. They might be tossed to and fro a little bit, but you have nothing to worry about. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has not given us a spirit of fear because the elect knows who this is for. But instead, he has given us strength, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I got a sound mind knowing that what's coming isn't for me, just so long as I continue to do the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I have a sound mind in knowing that I'm doing what the Lord commanded me to do. So I have a chance. I'm not saying, I'm out of the thicket. No, I have a chance. I have a better chance than the 2/3 that ain't doing shit to please the Lord. So that's why the hopeful elect constantly pray and do the work. Because the scriptures also say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So I'm not worried about what the unrighteous is doing. I'm worried about what the righteous is doing. I'm worried about myself and, and my brothers. But when these calamities come upon the wicked man and, you 2/3 and you other nations, hey, man, especially the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you are getting your just desserts. You are getting what you deserve. The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see that ever any trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and was confounded. And that's why the name is very important. That's why the name is very important. Because you want to be able to trust in those names. You want to be able to trust the true and living power of Yasharallah. You want to be able to trust everything that the Lord says that he would do for his people. And if you don't have the names, then who are you going to call upon in the time of trouble? Who are you going to depend upon to eat, to sleep, to move around? You know, who's going to guide your steps in those times? Who's going to make sure that you're okay, that you're good in that day? Pookie and Ray Ray? Keisha and them? That's why when Yahweh Shem Yahushua puts it in this devil to just cut everything off, it's all, it's going to happen quick. Because you've been given the warnings up until that point. And when it happens, as it's happening, those who call upon Yahweh Shem Yahushua has help. They got a tower that they can run into. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? You see, a lot of you people don't have the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But you're going to learn very quickly that judgment is going out in the world. And you're going to develop that fear in your tribulation. Because you're going to be calling on a false God, which will only piss Yahweh Shem Yahushua off even more. The Lord said he is angry with the wicked every day. And you wicked if you call upon another power. Especially one that can't even help you. Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? That's why the name is very important. And to those camps that ain't teaching their congregation the true names of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, hey, judgment is coming for you in the worst way. Because you got a lot of blood on your hands. You have a lot of blood on your hands by teaching your congregation the wrong information, especially if it's information that you know is wrong. If you know it's wrong, in other words, if you took that bag and you leading these people astray to their slaughter, you in for some shit. And nothing's going to be able to save you. Riches will not save you in that day. The Lord told you that. There's no way that you can hide because the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is 1,000 times brighter than the sun. So you're not going to be able to hide. There is nowhere that you can go and no place that you could possibly hide where Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not able to reach out and touch you. Nowhere. So those who have called upon the name of Yahweh Yahweh, or the names of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, hey man, the Lord is saying, don't be confounded. Now, there'll be some Israelites who know the name, but teach the wrong doctrine. And in that day of Yahweh Shem Yah, or in the day of Yahweh Shai's visitation, a lot of you are going to say, we have preached in your name. Yeah, but, you went off on the doctrine. You had leaven in your doctrine that wasn't true. And you were being rebuked on it, but in your pride, you you actually chose not to accept rebuke. Instead, you got so prideful that you tried to rebuke the rebuker. Depart from me. I never knew you. That's why it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the true and living power. It's very fearful knowing the anger of the Lord. You know, how do you know that? By reading the scriptures. Reading on the book of Sirach, chapter 2, jumping down to verse 12. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. You know, if you got a fearful heart, hey, woe to you. You know, if you had your hand on the plow and you took them off, woe unto you. And if you're a sinner that don't amend your ways, hey, woe unto you. Woe means destruction. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted. So in these times that are coming, when desolation cometh upon you as a thief in the night, don't get faint-hearted, because that's your destruction. For he believeth not, therefore he shall not be defended. It's going to be so bad out here. It's going to look like all hope is lost to the uninitiated. But unto the hopeful elect, hey man, that's when Yahweh Shem Yahushua does his greatest work. When you think that there's no way out, and when your enemy think he has you, that's when Yahweh Shem Yahushua shows out, to prove him wrong. And a lot of people are going to get faint-hearted in that day, and I just, I can only pray that Yahweh Shem Yahushua gives me the strength to endure these times, to endure these things that are coming. Because it's going to be terrible. You know what I'm saying? And it can hit us at any time. It could strike at any moment. What are you going to do? Who are you going to turn to? The book of Isaiah, chapter 53 and verse 1. Woe, Salah, who have believed our report? Who's believing what they're being told right now? Who has believed in what the apostles have said decades ago? Who's believing the scriptures as it is written? That the prophets bring unto you people week in, week out, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, through their epistles and through these epistles. Who's believing these things? Who's going to believe what's being told to them? Very few people. And to whom is the arm of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua revealed? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is only revealing himself into his hopeful elect, his first fruit, his elect. Unto the other people, the kingdom of heaven, it wasn't given to them. So if you have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, consider yourself blessed. But don't be so prideful in thinking that, you can't lose it. Nah, not at all, bro. Stay humble. Be humble. Do the work. Continue to do the work. Regardless, do the work. It's what it all boils down to. Doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua until the end, and whatever that end might be. We don't know. But we do know that all these prophecies will come to pass. The book of Matthew, chapter 8 and verse 23. And when he was entered into the ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, insomuch that the ship was covered with waves, but he was asleep. So you can liken this to the time of Jacob's trouble. When all of a sudden, there's going to arise a great tempest. When all of a sudden, there's going to arise great turmoil, great chaos. All of these things are coming. And what did Yahushua do when these things came? He slept sweet, as it says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and 24. His sleep was sweet. And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, out of nowhere. The storm came, insomuch that the ship was covered with waves. And that's what's going to happen during the time of Jacob's trouble. It's just going to come out of nowhere and just totally confound the people. They're not going to be able to know where to go, what to do, or even how to act during these times, because they don't understand the judgments and the workings of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But he was asleep, and his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Yahushai, save us, we perish. And it's going to be the same way during the time of Jacob's trouble. We're going to cry unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Abanawa Yahweh Shem Yahushai, save us, deliver us, feed us, give us drink. Babakasha, 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 Abanawa Yahweh Shem Yahushai, save us from what's to come. Well, what the hopeful elect is going to do, what the elect is going to do in that day is the same thing that the disciples did in their time, in their times before them. They called upon the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to deliver them. And what did the Lord do? He delivered them. As it says in the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 10. So as long as you maintain your faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, in sudden destruction, don't be afraid. Don't even fear those things, because you know that they're coming. If you know that they're coming, what do you have to be afraid of? Unless you don't believe in what Yahweh Shem Yahushai said. The book of Matthew, chapter 8, jumping down to verse 26. And he said unto them, why are ye, Salah? And he saith unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? I mean, why are you going to be afraid in that day, O ye of little faith? Because it's going to seem like there's no way out. To you, it's going to seem like there's no way out of the calamities that you might be in the middle of. And to your enemies, they might be saying, gotcha. But to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it's like, no, you don't. Nah. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. So understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has everything covered for us. You just got to maintain your faith in the Lord. Keep your eyes on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Keep your eyes on the Lord. Simple. So even when shit goes awry at the flick of a switch, what are you worried about? Yeah, okay, you might be somewhere that, you're not expecting it. You know? You might be doing something that you're not expecting shit to go fucked up. Okay. Then you should have considered that. Day to day, consider these things. You know, you might not be home. You might be on the road. You might be at work. You might be at the store. You might be here. You might be there. You might be at whatever. Consider these things, that you are in some evil times. Well, once you wrap your head around that, what are you worried about? You're doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. What are you worried about? You're helping the men of the Lord, you know, while they're on the highways and byways, by bringing them water and making garments and, you know, supplying Bibles and, okay, what are you worried about? You know, you're making yourself a living sacrifice. You're giving alms, you know. Okay, what are you worried about? You believe in the Lord? Okay, what are you worried about? Well, let me rephrase that. You believe in the Lord as the scriptures have written. You know? You believe in this doctrine wholeheartedly? What are you worried about? You're being informed of the information on a daily basis. You're being informed of law changes, law amendment, or law changes, and, you know, environmental issues and current events and the actions of other people. What are you worried about? You're being informed of these things. You see, Yahweh Shem Yahushua has made it so that you're not being caught off guard. You see, the elect is looking for these things to happen. Why? Because the elect is being informed of these, or the hopeful elect is being informed of these things that are soon to come to pass. 2/3 ain't looking for a blackout. 2/3 is looking for a hot summer. Even to this day, they still talking about looking good for the summer. They're planning trips that they could hope to go to in November. They're not thinking about how this shit can go left on Monday. But the hopeful elect is looking at these things, and you know, the hopeful elect is extremely circumspect. You have to be extremely circumspect in these times. Because now is the time, you know, to start narrowing in on your faith. It's crunch time. This is the fourth quarter. You know, this is a time when every second matters. Everything you do counts. Everything that you have been doing counts. But now is when, you know, you really got to make your calling and election sure, because these demons are out there trying to pull men away from the faith. So not only do you have to contend with that, you also have to contend with these up and coming calamities. And even when these calamities are upon you, you still have to pray that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will give you the strength to endure what's to come. You got to get your mind right. You got to get your spirit right. You got to get your flesh right. Your spirit and your spirit and your flesh is constantly warring against each other. When you lend yourself to the flesh, you go off. You start doing things of the flesh. Where you know, the fear of what's about to come would overpower you. But if you control your flesh and learn how to deal in the spirit as much as possible, then, you know, you have a very strong chance of, you know, getting through most of these things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, of course. So, Reading Matthew 8:26 again. And he saith unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. So when everybody's going fucking crazy during these calamities, you're supposed to have a calmness about yourself. Your walk should be different. Why? Because you know what's coming. Your sleep should be sweet, as it was sweet unto Yahweh Shai when, he was on that boat and everybody else was going crazy. Let them go crazy. I sleep very well. And I thank Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for waking me up during my, after my sleep. I thank the Lord for giving me another day to live, albeit with, being able to breathe and also to live in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't, the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. This isn't for the swift. You have to be long-suffering. And when I say long-suffering, I mean long-suffering. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai don't work on our time. He works on his time. So if you pray to the Lord, trust me, he hears your prayers. And he will answer your prayers. But until he does so, you got to be patient. In your patience, course of your soul. Don't give up because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai don't answer your prayer right after you say them. Nah. You maintain patience. You maintain your patience. You wait upon the Lord. Wait ye upon me until I rise up to the prey. In that same hour, he or she was healed. You work on the Lord's time, So be patient in this thing. Because you don't want to be destroyed. And what will you do when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai shall visit you? What are you going to do when the Lord visits you? I'm sorry, Lord. I know you said to wait, but I couldn't wait. Sure, the guards were outside my door. I know I was supposed to wait upon you, but I got scared and, I had a fearful heart and I was like, you know what? I can't wait for the Lord. The Lord's just taking too long. So I'm going to go ahead and take that sea hip. I couldn't wait on food. It took you too long, Lord. I got to eat. So I went ahead and turned my family in just to get a few extra bucks. And by the way, I got this sea hip. I know you told me not to do it, but, it took you. Come on, man. The Lord will destroy you. The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 15. Them that fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. The Lord say, wait. The Lord said, do the work until he returns. Do the work until he returns. The Lord said, make not haste in the time of trouble. Make not haste in the time of trouble. The Lord said, don't take that sea hip. Don't take that sea hip. The Lord said he's going to feed you. Wait until the Lord feeds you. He said he's going to give you the drink. Wait until the Lord gives you something to drink. But only the men that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will do these things. Verse 16. They that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him. And what's pleasing to the Lord? It's when you obey him. It's when you do what you're supposed to do. You do the work. You know? You try to keep the commandments to the best of your ability. You want to show the Lord you love him? Try to keep the commandments. Because it is the whole duty of man. Period. And they that love him shall be filled with the law. There you go. Now we know that we can't keep the law perfect on this side. In this wicked kingdom. Salah. Because we're in captivity. We have no control over anything we do on this side. Although a lot of you people seem to think that you do, but you're given the illusion that you have control over what you do. Here it is, this devil's about to pass laws to stop you from saying what you want to say. He's about to pass laws to stop you from doing what you want to do. He's about to pass laws to stop you from going where you want to go. So how much control do you actually think you have? When this devil could turn around and actually shut off your entire life at the flick of a switch. You think you know, but you have no idea. Verse 17. They that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. As I said earlier, the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is 1,000 times brighter than the sun. And if you fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you're going to constantly meditate on the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The Lord is going to constantly be in your mind. You're going to constantly learn. You're going to constantly soak up as much information as you could possibly soak up. We learn to teach. A part of learning the scriptures is so that we could go out and we could teach other men. So that they might teach. And humble your souls in his sight. You people don't know what it's like to humble yourselves, but I digress. Verse 18. Saying, we will not fall into the hands... Saying, this is what the elect is going to say. Saying, we will fall into the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and not into the hands of men. I would rather fall into the hand of the true and living power. Although it's fearful to fall into the hands of the living power if you're going off. But if you strive for righteousness, if you strive, to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I'd rather fall in his hands than into the hands of men. Because men could be very cruel. King David went off by numbering the men of Israel. I believe it was King David. He went off by numbering the men of Israel. And what happened? He was given an ultimatum. You want men to judge you? In other words, you want to go into captivity of men? Or do you want the Lord to deal with you? Straight up, King David was like, nah, I'd rather, I'd rather deal with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai than men. Because men could be very cruel. And the Lord sent out an angel, and it killed a lot of men. But it was a quick punishment. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has given this devil the authority to whip your ass. And just like that, at the flick of your ass is grass, and you ain't going to even know what to do. Reading on in verse 18. For as his majesty, so is his mercy. So yeah, man, you know, what are you going to do when this devil flicks that switch? And it ain't too far off. What are you going to do in that day? Who are you going to turn to? Anyhow, I'll end it at that. I pray that you find this lesson edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakach, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.